Louisiana public schools putting the Ten Commandments back in.
Oh boy.
School ain't been the same since they took them out.
I ain't mad at it.
Get it. I just don't get it. You can't force feed nobody this shit, man.
Hey, they force feeding them dick.
Wow.
Pause.
Yeah, so is this what they need? Ten Commandments back in there?
Listen, man.
Is that gonna help?
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. I think regardless, I think it's a good set of principles, man. Now of course these children are gonna grow up and they're gonna make their own choices and go their own way, as did we all. It's kind of like going to church and mama taking you to church every fucking weekend. They're trying to set a principle base for you, but when you get older, you make your own choices. Doesn't make you a bad person. If they can be in there teaching about my two moms and my two dads and have transgender shaking dick in front of them, talking about do they know what twerking is, then, hey, man, I don't see a problem with this, man. I do not see a issue with this. It's the South as well. I mean, you can't go and mac abroad without her asking you what fucking church you go to before or after she gives you some pussy. I know a dude said from the D said he got done smashing and the girl was like, "What church you go to?" It's like, "But you kind of late with that."
But where does it stop?
What's that?
As far as, if they start doing this, what if they start saying, okay, now we got to have, something from the Quran in there, something from the what is the Jewish
The Torah.
The Torah.
Where does it stop?
I'm pretty sure that's already in Jewish schools,
That's Jewish schools. These are public schools, man.
Listen, the Ten Commandments come from the Torah. This is the Old Testament. And it's in the Quran too. But to your point, like if we include this shit, they should include Satanism too.
Bro, I'm
100% behind that.
Bro, you already said that shit when they had the little Baphomet next to the kids. You said that already. They're already fucking doing it. So I don't see a problem with this. I'm not for all that Baphomet shit. I think these are good. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not kill. Why is that a bad thing to teach kids? Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. This should not mean, which means don't be a lying motherfucker. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Remember the Sabbath.
Separation between church and state.
Man, there ain't no separation between childhood and grown folks' genitals.
Separation between church. That's why.
Nah, man.
Separation between church and state.
Nah,
public school.
Ten Commandments are hung in churches. That doesn't stop them from fucking kids.
I get it, but you know what? Hey, but let me say this. Absolutely correct. But you know what? There are people that come out and carry those principles with them, and it's a strong base for them. Just like those that are Muslim who follow that doctrine. They have a strong faith in that shit, and they're a better person for it. Same with Judaism, same with all of that, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you can sit up there and say, yeah, I don't got a problem with some kids being next to the fucking devil, and that shit ain't got nothing but a bunch of pedophilia wrapped around it, I don't see a problem with this shit. I don't see a problem with this shit. You got all kind of homosexual shit up in the schools now. I wanted to do a story where you was like, oh, well, that's 2 months old. Where they were having some kind of secret thing, the gay teacher, I think it was a homosexual teacher, doing some kind of secretive shit, like a secret gay matchmaker with the kids or some shit like that. Yeah. And the parents was pissed the fuck off. Like, we didn't know a fucking thing about, like, what's going on here? Like, why is this shit going on? We send our kids here to be taught math, arithmetic, reading, and English. Not this shit. So I think that this is a positive thing, man. And I'm not a church going dude. You know what I'm saying? But I think that that's a positive thing, man. That parents have the right, to if motherfuckers that ain't got nothing to do, don't know shit about your kids, can sit up there and push a fucked up lifestyle on them in their school. You know what I mean? And administrators say, hey, if you don't like it, take them to another school. Then I think, parents can have a strong base, put that shit in the schools for their kids, man.
But these rules are already in schools, except for thou shalt not have no God before me. Thou shalt not, pray to any images or have any idols. These things are already there, except without the religious part of it. So you don't need it to be called the Ten Commandments and hang them bitches on the wall. Like, the rules are already in place. If you're not following the rules, nobody's going to follow these rules too.
if you ain't got a problem with a fucking devil with children around it, as you said, school, statue, and all that, then I don't see how you got a problem with this.
My problem is that it's in the school to begin with. And my point by saying that you know, if you're going to include Christianity, you need to include all the rest of the religions, which you really can't do. So keep the fucking religion out of public schools.
That part.
Nah, when they get to
I'm an atheist. Why would I care if you have fucking Satanism in school?
Listen,
You know,
listen.
it's
Go ahead.
in my opinion, Christianity is Satanism.
That's your opinion, and I respect that. I don't believe that, but again, we got a whole lot of other shit that's in school influencing these kids in a bad direction, and I think some people are trying to get ahead of that shit, and I have no problem with it. That's my take.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
Okay.
you're a demon worshiper, nigga.
All I'm saying
That's
is
not
when
true.
you-
My cousin don't do
when
that.
you go,
He
when
don't
you
give
go
a
to
fuck
church,
either way.
When you go to church, when you go in, check your balance, and then when you leave, check your balance. And I'll leave it at that. You know,
You get the motherfuckers nothing.
there you go.
The company,
They gonna take it.
The
They
business.
gonna take it.
the
They
business.
gonna take it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Shout out to the Ten Commandments, man.
Yeah, but you know the crazy thing is that when they put this shout out to the Ten Commandments,
That motherfucker right there.
when
I
they
believe
signed
in
this in
God.
the when they signed this into law, they were like, just let the lawsuits come.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that is not the best way to approach public funds.
Man, the fucking LGBTQ motherfuckers did it.
It's already already
look,
a bad
look,
situation
let me
for the
say
public
this.
schools. Go
You
ahead.
take this shit out when you take all that shit out about sex. Kids do not go to school to learn about that shit, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You take these motherfuckers up there reading to your babies that's dressed up like females, asking them do they know about motherfucking twerking. You take these and listen. I'm not against teachers that happen to be homosexual, but you keep your motherfucking personal life in your bedroom and stop trying to indoctrinate these babies. I don't got a problem with this, man. That's just me.
All right. No, don't nobody want their kids indoctrinated with the alphabet
Dick or the
community
Bible.
or the damn, the Bible.
I bet you
Go ahead.
people would go for this before they would go with a motherfucking address.
Okay.
What's the difference, man? The Catholic Church in turn more than anybody else.
Next.
Next, man. Hey, man.
See, you gonna fuck around? You fuck
Hey,
around
man,
with a real
beat
one
that
tonight?
shit out, man. Beat that shit out. Beat that shit out. Oh,
See,
man.
that's why I said go.
We about to be on the motherfucking strike. Beat that
Go.
shit the fuck out.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Ryan Garcia.
can't say
boy,
that.
Oh boy.